These are the symptoms of IBS. It took me years to get diagnosed with IBS, so I hope that this saves you some time. Let's talk about bowel movements. There's a lot of different symptoms of IBS, but one of the number one things is a change in your bowel movements. That can mean a lot of different things, so let me clarify. That could mean you suddenly start struggling with constipation or even diarrhea. You could have a mixture of both, so maybe some days you're constipated, some days you have diarrhea. A common misconception is that IBS is just diarrhea all the time. Or maybe it's just constipation, but a lot of people have IBS mixed, which is a combination of the both. It could be just a change in the texture of your stool, so like it could be really sticky and it's hard to get clean. That's something that is called incomplete evacuation, which is essentially you can't get the stool all the way out. So if you feel like you have to take a shower after you go to the bathroom because wiping is just not enough, or if you get a really raw feeling from wiping too much, that's a huge indication of IBS. Bloating is obviously a huge indicator as well. And this isn't just like, oh, I ate too much, I have a food baby. This is a very specific lower abdominal bloating. So you might look 9 months pregnant. Excess gas is another really big thing, especially if it's very foul smelling gas. If you wake up in the morning and your stomach is totally flat and you feel great, and then throughout the day you just get progressively larger, especially if you have excess diarrhea, you'll feel fatigued a lot of the time. And when you have blood work done, a lot of times your vitamin levels are going to be really low. So for me, my vitamin D was always low, my iron was very low, and I just felt fatigued all the time. You might have acid reflux, so you'll eat something and you feel it in your throat and you just feel really uncomfortable after eating. You could have signs of nausea. I waited about a year to finally go into a gastroenterologist, and they didn't even diagnose me with IBS. They just gave me Metamucil and said, just start taking this and it'll help your diarrhea. I strongly, strongly urge you to go talk to your doctor if you think that this is an issue for you, because I turned out having some pre-colon cancer that I had to look into. That's a totally separate video, but the moral of the story is it's really important that you push your doctors to run tests and see what's going on with you. If you don't want to go into the doctor, one of the really good ways that you can do this is just start the low FODMAP diet and see how you feel. I knew right away that it was IBS because once I started following a low FODMAP diet, I felt way better. I felt so much better. I didn't have brain fog. I had more energy. I wasn't bloated all of the time. If you don't know anything about the low FODMAP diet, check out some of my other videos because I talk about this, but I highly recommend trying it if you just want to do an affordable, like free version, essentially, to see, okay, do I have IBS? If you try low FODMAP for a month and you feel way better, okay, maybe you need to go to a doctor for a real IBS diagnosis. I linked some of the supplements that I take in my bio, so you can check those out if you want. But what other questions do you have for me? Because I really, really want to be a resource, and no question is too embarrassing. I have heard all of them.